Hello everyone, in this video we'll see how to install an MRTG viewer tool. It's one of the tools that are free available and they are based on the SNMP protocol exchange. As you remember, we discussed before that the SNMP is a protocol to manage network traffic devices, and it basically have two options. One of them is communicating between the management tool and the device under control through an agent, or it have a trap signal when the asynchronous signal comes from a remote device into the viewer to push a specific notification and so on. So we'll go ahead now and start the installation. First of all, we need to install some of the tools. In our case now, we're installing it on a Windows environment. It's a Windows 10 environment, and we need to set up some of the softwares. Basically, we have two softwares initially and one extra that we're gonna add. The first one is, of course, the source code compilation of the MRTG. The second one will be ActivePerl, and I'm gonna see how to install that. So first of all, we'll open our browser here and we'll go to the MRTG website, and the OSS, this is a free tool, OSS oetaker.ch and .rtg.public, and this is the URL as you can see here. Whenever I go here, I'm gonna find what is the latest version. Because I'm using Windows, I will look at the zip folder. In our case here, I can see the MRTG 17.10, so I go ahead and download this one. Alright, it's downloaded. I will go to the download folder and just gonna extract it here for now. Alright, you can see that the MRTG 17.10 is available. I will open, this is the folders. Most of the case I will be working with the bin folder here. Next, we're gonna install the Perl tool. In our case, here's the latest version of the Perl is the 2.28, I guess. Let's open here. To get the Perl, you can get it from the Active State platform. The 5.28, this is the version of the 28. So you create here a free account, and in my case here I already know the link, which is a platform, activestate.com, activestate, ActivePerl 5.28. This at the time here, this is the latest one that I'm looking for. So I can go ahead, either create a free account and then go in installation, because I already have the account, I just can go and say install. And in our case I want the Windows 10 version here, and I click install. Tell me what the steps they're gonna do, so I'm gonna follow these 3 steps to activate Perl later on. First of all, I'm gonna install the tool. As you can see, the CLI waiting for the download. Okay, the download is done. I will go ahead, and this is where I have the download folder. You can see the state installer, so I'll go and click to install it. It asks me yes, I need to install, and give it a second till the installation is done. So it's successfully installed now. Then let me go ahead and see what other steps I need to do. Here it tells me that I have to need to run the runtime environment, so it can set the YML file as well as the system wide. So all I can have to do is just copy and paste this in CMD command prompt. Go ahead and paste and run. Remember, the dot is a part of the command here. It's totally fine. This tells you the directory. So it goes to the dependency. It will go to download now. You can just wait shell. It shouldn't take too long. In my computer, in this case, I run it on a virtual machine, so it might be a bit slower, but usually if you run it on a full working machine, much faster. but I still gonna record all the process just in case if you are interested or you wanna see how it will go. Meanwhile, I only have one other command to run, and this way I will have ActivePerl available on my machine for the execution later on. Then we'll go and configure the MRTG later. And you know what, while we are waiting on the process, we can create some of the files we need. So basically I need to create some files for the MRTG itself. So I will go to this directory and I will create a new folder here and I'll call it MRTG. It will be easier to send all the commands later on. And also I will need another folder to define the root of the website, because at the end it will run as a website on local machine. So I'll create the www or www folder right here for later usage. So two folders, the MRTG and the www. And while I'm waiting here in the MRTG folder, I can go ahead and copy the content of the extracted file. So remember we extracted from the download, I extracted to MRTG.77. I go inside one more level and take this one, copy, and go ahead to the C directory where I created the MRTG folder and paste it right here. This way I will have it on my C drive and it will be easier to run the command later on from the C. And here we go, while we're doing these two steps, if you can see the dependency is done and it was installed and unpacked and everything correct. Last step, I need to do it for the system wide. I'll just copy here the command, go again to my CMD, paste and enter. Everything is created correctly and configured. This is what I was looking for. This is good. Okay, very good. Now I need to make sure the third software or the second less periodic software that was not mentioned in the beginning is the SNMP protocol itself running on the machine. To do that, I will go to Windows and I go to settings here and go to apps, and I will do optional features, and I need an add an optional feature. In my case, I will search for SNMP, sorry, and this will kick it in the Simple Network Management Protocol, SNMP. So I will click on it and say install. It will take 1 second to install. This way, because the MRTG will be based on the protocol, so we'll need to enable it on the machine itself, and then we want to go and see the services after the installation. Just bear up for the moment till the installation is done here. Okay, very good. It's installed right now. Now I need to open services in Windows. It's okay, just because of my virtual machine. Now here I'm gonna look for the SNMP service if it's available. Let me yeah, see, I have two enters here, the SNMP service and the NSP trap. And I said the service itself note will be sending to the agent. The trap, if it's an asynchronized request is coming back, I need to enable both of the services here. Yes, I will go inside. Okay, I will set it's running now, which is good. I'm gonna go and configure it first before enabling the second. So two things that I need to configure in this system. One of them is the traps and the security. So in the traps, I will allow something called community. Community is just a label of the network basically. So here I will call one of them public. And in the add destination, I'll add to the list and add, I will add the IP. You have basically two options. One of them is to find the local IP. To do that, as you all know, CMD, I will put ipconfig, and this is my IP here, the IP address of my network. So I will take it, copy and paste. I'm sorry. Okay, or also if I don't want to do that, I can add the loopback or the local host, the 127.0.0.1. You just loop back and add it. So now I have a list called community with these two IPs, basically the same, but just in case, if you whatever you want, whatever it's easier for you to do, and I'm gonna apply. Then I go for security. In the community, I need to allow this network to talk. So I go here and say public and allow it. Make sure it's read only, just in case it will not destroy your network if there's any attack. So add, and you have public now available. Local host is accept. You can accept the whole network or accept from any host, generally from this thing. So it's basically the same configuration. I will just allow everybody. So now it accepts everyone from the network public. I'll just click apply. After I do that, I'm gonna go and restart the service to get the latest configuration. After I apply it there, go to the trap service here. I'm gonna say start. Now the two service running, and there's not much to do in the trap because it's basically just waiting for any outside connection. What I'm trying to make sure here is also after the starting of the SNMP service, I just want to go ahead and make sure that the public name is transferred, because mostly in your installations, the only fault you can have whenever you run it later, as you can see, is the community name is wrong. So make sure it's public here, and security public is allowed to accept every single connection. Okay. All right, now let's check that the Perl is configured correctly, at least installed correctly. So easiest way, can just go to the C drive. Oh my, sorry for that. And I can just go and say Perl MRTG, because this was I have the folder, and let's see what's happening here. So this is correct. This tells me that there's no permission available for the MRTG, and this means at least that the Perl installed correctly. So go again and set up the permission for the MRTG to run. So what I'm gonna do, I will go to the folder of the MRTGs that I have. Make sure that you're inside, not the download one. I don't need this one anymore. I want to go and open the C one. Yeah, the one on the C, MRTG. MRTG is a version number, wherever is the number version, but in our case it's 1710. Go to bin, and this way I'm gonna start to run the CFG maker and so on. The easiest way to do this is just CMD here. It will open a prompt, a command prompt with the right name, and then I will call Perl with the configuration file. So I will say Perl CF G maker, and my community name, because I called it public, so I have to put public at localhost, and after that I put, because I need to get the global one, so I put call the global, and work directory, I will call the work directory here. I will set with the file of the www that I have, which is C. I'm sorry, I ran it incorrect. So it's C slash it was www that I have, the folders they have, and I have to close it in between quotes. Then I will run to get the output, specify what the output is. And in my case here, the output will be the services, so I will say it's the server .cfg. So again, in my command here, I called Perl, I got the CFG maker, put the public name, make sure the spelling is correct, because this is where mostly of the error comes in. Public localhost -- global, the window directory is C, triple W as we already put it there, then the output is a server, and click enter. Okay, it run here. So this is one of the first results that I have. So I will go ahead now and make sure that everything was copied to the www. I'll click here, back to the folder that I have. I will go up till I go to Windows, to the triple W here. I open it. There's nothing yet. Why? Because I didn't transfer actually the file. So I need to run now Perl. So I'll go back to my command prompt here, and I'm gonna run the Perl command. And the command will be Perl and then I need to call the MRTG folder, and I call the server .cfg. As you can see here, let's run together. There's some warning, but if you noticed here in the folder, we started to get the file. So it really created the file that you're gonna run for the MRTG folder, as you can see, as soon as the command was over. There's some warnings, but that's fine for now for this installation. And to verify, just go to the www and you can see the folders have been just created. Alright, next we need to set the MRTG to run like a daemon service in our environment. So to do that, what I'm gonna do, I will go back to my folder of the MRTG on C. So C, MRTG 2.17.10, and I go here inside. I need to go to find where is the server file, and it usually in server.config here. Let me open it. Just open for now for Notepad, and this is the folders I have. You see the created, and you can see the public is here. What I need to do is just put one extra line to say to run it as daemon. So I will write right here, run as daemon. And I will send the value yes as an entry. Make sure again, this is where you have. Okay, I'm gonna save it, close, make sure that my configuration is correct, open once. Okay, run as daemon is right there, so I can go ahead and close it now. And now what I need to do is just run the command itself. And to run the command, basically I just need to call Perl and call the MRTG and the server again. Same command that I just sent, which is a Perl MRTG with a configuration, or click on it. And now you see it's started to run as a services, and to wait for 10 seconds. Wait for a little bit to recover. I need one more entry. Yeah, okay. So it's running now in the background. And now if there's any error will happen, it will happen right here. It will halt if your public name is incorrect or something, but right now it's working. So what I can do to verify that, I can just minimize this one, minimize everything. I didn't close the terminal, notice that, because if I will close it, this one, it will actually halt the whole process, but I don't want to do that. So I'll go ahead back to C, back to www, and choose one of the intent, for example, for Ethernet 0. It opens with Edge, and here we go. Now we have the traffic is going. It will start to collect the traffic. This is just a sample of the graphic, or how to see the wave here. It will have an average of 5 minutes, so we'll just give it some time to run, and I'll go back and show you how to warn. At the same time, I can just run some traffic just to get some activity on the network. Say I get to YouTube in news. So I'll go to just any live news to keep it running. Just any news that runs in the background for just to get UTP traffic, and keep the active. Where is yeah, this is the page that I have. I'm going to come back. I will show how the traffic goes. As you can see, it's almost flat, and when we come back, we can see some of the green lights and some of that later on after some time of running. Yeah, just make sure while you are waiting for the traffic to not interrupt the process that we started here whenever we run, because if you stop it, the radio will stop collecting historical data. So keep that running, and also check that your service are both running the trap and the service, and this way when you can start to see traffic. So we're going to minimize everything, and we just will wait a little bit. I will give it a couple of hours to start to collect some data. Alright, it haven't been even less than 20 minutes, and you can see here there's some green traffic comes in. I just wanted to proof of concept, this is how it works, and you can see it's working. This is what I wanted to show, and this is how the process goes. At least you know now how the tools work, and they have different graphs. If you go back again to the www folder, all of these graphs come to different network activities, and it can actually be a very useful tool if you need anything to manage some of the devices over the network. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. Thank you.